Hi, my name is Pascal. Today we are going through a buy guide of the Rogue RML 490. If you want more details, please follow the links in the description box below or check out my other videos on the Rogue equipment that I'm using here in my gym. The Rogue RML 490 is a solid 4-post rope rack that is within the Monster Light series. So if you don't want color and if you want to save on a 4-post rack from Rogue, I think it's a good investment and a good option. Overall, if a friend came to me and asked me what should I buy for my home gym, I would say go for the Rogue Monster 3, the RM3, because there has been more investment in that product line from Rogue. Now let's go into more detail for the RML 490 for the people who are interested. The first question you might want to answer is, why should you buy Rogue? Well, I personally think that Rogue is at the moment the best you can get for your home gym. The company is run very, very effectively and efficiently by Bill Henninger, the current CEO. They produce locally. They also use local material from the US, local steel, local jobs, and also they are very innovative and have been therefore gaining traction in the fitness equipment sector. So it is a well-run company that is growing, and also there are multiple examples that the customer service is excellent. For example, I got a wrong shipment over here in Europe, and once I could prove that it actually was Rogue's fault rather than the carrier's fault, then there were new parts sent to me, no questions asked, and I hear that again and again. So that is why Rogue in a nutshell. I have also more videos on that, and just watch some of my other videos if you want a bit more detail on why Rogue and you're not sold on that yet, looking into the RML 490. Next thing to discuss when you're looking into the RML 490 is whether to get a 4-post or a 6-post rack. And definitely for a home gym, I would recommend a 4-post rack over a 6-post rack. I've been over this on my channel over and over again. And I personally don't think that you need a 6-post rack, even though it looks appealing in the beginning to store the plates on the back of a 6-post rack to then have the 4-post rack free from any obstacles. But believe me, there is no need for that. I'm using an RM4 here in my garage gym now for years, and the plates on the rack really never get in the way. So if that is your main concern for a 6-post rack, save the real estate, save the money, save the space, and get a 4-post rack and use anything you saved in space and money for accessories like a landmine or an extra barbell or an adjustable bench. Those are all way better investments of your money and space than getting a 6-post into your home gym. Next discussion to be had for an RML 490 is whether you go for Monster or Monster Light. So here in the front you actually see the upright of a Monster rack rather than a Monster Light rack. The main difference between the two is the nuts and bolts that you actually use to attach other pieces of equipment to the rack. Now, with Monster, I personally think you're making the better choice, because with Rogue, you're already not really making a budget conscious decision, because you're going for one of the most expensive brands around for getting home gym equipment. So then why sell yourself short and go into the Monster Light series, where you only get the trickle down of the most newest innovations that are first being released to Monster, and then depending on how they sell and how they're designed, trickle down to Monster Light. Monster Light is still a better choice than Echo or Infinity, which I think will be discontinued at some stage in the future. Possibly because I don't think they're expanding production lines for that. They're only doing that for Monster and Monster Light. And also all of the facelifts of the web page that I've seen with Rogue were all around Monster and Monster Light. So Monster Lite has still improved as an alternative to Monster, because since the 3.0 update you also can get the numbered uprights. And if you like to train west side, so the west side method, then you have actually a better choice with the Monster Lite racks, because they have smaller spacing in the benching area, and that makes them more compatible with the west side method, where you have to vary the range of motion quite a bit to make that a successful training approach. So there are pros and cons, but overall, as I said in the intro, if a friend came to me, what should I buy from Rogue, then definitely get into the Monster series and maybe get in on the side of the RM3, because then you're saving footprint and money, but you can still participate and upgrade within the Monster family. What the RML 490 does have going for itself is cost savings to get a 4-post rack and a full-size rack into your home. So with going for Monster Lite, you're already saving compared to Monster, and if you're going for 490 rather than the 490C, which is color, you then still actually save even a little more. So if you want to go Rogue, but you want to save money but still get a good piece of equipment, then for me personally it's somewhere between the RML 490 and the RM4 Fortis. Personally, I think the RM4 Fortis is the better option, especially if you go for a garage gym where you don't really plan a lot of upgrades, because the RM4 Fortis has actually been welded together rather than having nuts and bolts everywhere, which makes it more cumbersome to move around and also less adaptable if you wanted to play around with the structure. But if you just want to put down a 4-post rack into your gym that you then don't touch anymore, then RM4 Fortis is really an option to save some money, because if you ain't gonna change a lot, then go for Monster and maybe a stiffer frame than with an RML 490. Still, the RML 490 is a very popular option, and you will be in good company if you choose to buy this Monster Lite 4-post rack. Why is that? Because you can see on the landing page on the Rogue website that they actually try to upsell you to spotter arms and to a Rogue Ohio bar and also to bumper plates. And Rogue only has invested that time to look at the landing page to upsell you with the racks that they actually sell the most, because other landing pages for other racks actually didn't get that upgrade. Or for example, the Rogue Mono stand, which was a complete flop, has been entirely taken off the website. So, don't let me get you too much under your skin. The RML 490 is not a bad option. I just think, because I'm not that budget conscious, I'd actually upgrade to a Monster. But you are buying a good rack. In terms of safeties, what to put into your basket, there are spotter arms, there are safety straps, and there are the pin and pipes. Now, personally, I think the pin and pipes are the best option for the type of training that I personally do. I do have the flip down safeties from the Monster series, which I love, even though I didn't want to get them in the first place. What I've absolutely discouraged you from getting are spotter arms or safety straps. Now, spotter arms, why that? Spotter arms are usually set up in the wrong way, especially by beginners and even by experienced lifters. You're way more likely to miss them when you miss a lift, because you have to be very precise to actually get the barbell where it needs to go with spotter arms. And spotter arms are also the only piece of safety equipment that I've ever managed to break in my lifting career. So all of that taken together, I personally think that spotter arms are really a waste of money. We would rather just drop the weight and learn how to drop it controlled. In terms of safety straps are as safe as any other safety option. And actually, for example, Basement Brandon likes them a lot because they also don't damage your barbell as much. However, I personally don't like them because I like to do pin squats, pin deadlifts, and all of that beautiful stuff. And I think straps are just really crap for that because they behave in unforeseen ways So if you just want the safety, fair enough, get the safety straps, because they're also easily stored away and installed and deinstalled. But if you really want to do rack pulls, pin pulls, you know, you name it, everything with pins and paused squats and whatnot, then really get the pin and pipes or flip down safeties. But flip down safeties are not an option for Monster Light. If you are starting out your home or garage gym, there are also some other options to buy from Rogue when you're putting the RML 490 into your basket. So one thing to definitely get are storage pins. You see them behind me here. Always get the long storage pins. Don't bother with the short storage pins, and get 4 of them. You don't need 6, you only need 4. I can get all of my plates on there, and it is a really compact kind of design. And I actually even get some jealous comments here on the YouTube channel about how compact I actually made everything. Now, another thing to get is definitely an adjustable bench. So if you're second guessing the adjustable bench, get it anyway. The utility bench will maybe last for a year, and then you still get the adjustable bench for $700 or for $500 from Rap Fitness. So you might as well get it right away. I haven't seen any garage or home gym here on YouTube or in the wild that didn't graduate to an adjustable bench somewhere in the future. So just get it right away rather than throwing $200 out of the window for a bench that we will only use a year or 2. And then for the last thing, what kind of plates to get? I think for most garage gym and home gym scenarios, bumper plates are more than enough, and also great because they can also be used outdoors rather than just indoors. If you are actually squatting and deadlifting more than 180 kilograms on a regular basis, then bumper plates might not be for you as a starter set. Then you might directly go either for the competitive steel plates, the calibrated steel plates, which are super expensive, by the way. So, you know, up to you whether you get them or not. Or you go for the less expensive Olympic plates, which are steel. Now, steel, of course, has a disadvantage that you can't really drop them from overhead, because that will break the floor, the plates and the barbell long term. But if you're not doing any overhead work and Olympic lifting, then steel is also an option to get past the 200 kg and 250 kg mark without having too much whip in the bar, and also not getting into problems loading the bar. But I think that's not really the average Joe who goes into their garage once a day and then squats 250 kg for 5. That's, you know, Clarence Kennedy kind of level, and I think most people will be more than happy with getting a proper set of bumper plates. Last thing to talk about are alternatives to the 490 RML Rogue RML 490 rack. Haha, forwards, backwards. So the 490C is a good alternative if you want color. However, I would really, strongly recommend, is a bit, you know, recommendations can also go sideways, but like if you were a friend of mine, I really would suggest to you to look a bit more intensively into the RM3 or the RM4 out of the Monster series that I personally own. Yes, it is a little bit more money to invest up front, but you know what? You'll probably use this for 5, 10, maybe even 20 years. So, you know, 200, 300 bucks. That's less than $10, €10 a year that you're paying more to upgrade to Monster and really get the latest and greatest. And if you're really that budget conscious, then why look at Rogue equipment at all? Because then you're really looking for the wrong brand. So 490C, RM4, RM3, I'd personally say go for the RM3, because if I could get a redo on my rack, I'd start out with an RM3, save some money in space, and then actually extend it with the Rhino belt squat in the back, which unfortunately is not available in Europe at the moment. So if anyone from Rogue is watching this, please ship it over, I'll buy one. Well, that concludes the RML 490 buy guide, and you know, there are only the finishing words to be said. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and tell your friends about my channel, and if you have any questions, pop them in the comment section below. Otherwise, I wish you a very nice day and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.